Sonny, this game you did so much better as an outside back in terms of your decision making and ability to build that ball and work it up the field into your winger, more so than your center back. But you did a good job finding your center back when needed to. So this first clip here, I want to point out that your responsibility defensively is for their left midfielder. They're playing with midfielders, not wingers. They're lower. The two center backs on your team, they're responsible for the other team's forward. You, as a right back here, are responsible for the other team's left midfielder, which is way farther up the field. That being said, you can be there, but you can be higher and maybe even pinched in between 45 and your center midfielders, or you can go out wider where that 45 is and tell that player to pinch in across the field, much like how you saw me do that quite a bit when I played. But this is an option for you. Now, if you're huffing and puffing here and you're tired, that's okay. You can stay back and get your breath. But this is early in the game. You should have energy. You should be up the field, either pinched in or wider, and have 45 pinch in for you. All right, in this next clip, the ball looks like it's going to get switched, and you turn around and start running to the sideline, which is exactly the right thing to do. Open up, open up. Oh, it's not switching, so kind of keep your shape just in case we turn it over. And then here the ball is switched, and I would have liked to see a shoulder check here as that ball was traveling, but you did a good job of finding your winger quickly. And once you play this ball, you need to get in front of this person that's pressuring you so you can get this ball back. Now you stay, no burst, no acceleration into the space to get this ball back, so you don't get it. You should get it. Ball ends up coming back, and you do a great job of playing the center defensive midfielder who can switch the ball out to the other side, and we can go forward there. Great decision there. So as this ball gets switched out to the other side and goes up, it ends up coming back to you here. You do a good job of playing back to the center back here to give you time to open up and get your space, since you weren't in a great space there. And you play another forward ball. Now, I like you looking forward because it gets us up the field. And last game, you played a lot back to the center back, a little bit under pressure where we couldn't build out. We got forward a lot from your distribution up the field on that right back position, which was very good. I like that you're looking forward. The ball was like a magnet to you. It kept coming back to you again. And here you're under pressure, and you do a good decision of turning out and go out to the CDM, out to the other side where we can build out after the switch. Great decision here. Here we do another job. Excellent job opening up really quickly, opening your hips to receive. And here you play a long ball here, but look, let's freeze this for a second. The long ball you played ended up getting intercepted. Now, if this long ball works out and we get forward from it, then great. But think about the time and the space that you have right now. You can carry forward. So if you see a pass and you make the pass, great. But if you miss that pass, you have time to carry forward. And what a better decision would have been here would be to carry forward more to create a 2v1 with their left midfielder, number 61, and sliding that ball out to the winger, or faking sliding that ball out to the winger and cutting inside yourself to create a numerical advantage where we can go forward with the ball on the ground rather than forcing this long ball. Now, if the long ball works, I'm clapping. But since it didn't, you could have done a much better job of carrying for a 2v1 situation on number 61. I loved your positioning for the opposing team's goal kicks. You were super aggressive and pinched in, which at this age, the goalies can't kick very far. So you can be super aggressive and force a lot of turnovers simply by being a numerical advantage pinched into these spaces here. This won't last forever, but for now, the next year or two, this is a nice little weapon for you while the goalies can't kick far. Sonny, here again, you don't shoulder check. Now, you did a really good job of making the right decisions going forward, but I would like to see that shoulder check just to be more sure. You play a great ball out, which we can't see on film. That seems to combine and get us down the line, but I want to see more shoulder checks from you, Sonny. Those shoulder checks will add to your vision on the field. Now, unlucky with this tackle here, it happens. Good decision of going back. You see the forward, number 25, is out of position, which means our center backs are safe and we can play to them and get to the other side. Wonderful decision. Now, this next portion of this same clip is super important. As we lose the ball here, you as a right back can be wider as long as our two center backs are 2v1 with their forward. Now, immediately, whenever there's a 2v2, this attacking midfielder has the ball and is carrying forward to make this a 2v2. You need to link into your center backs. You run straight down here, and you need to run inside and connect with that near side center back so you're no farther than 10 yards from that player so that you can give some cover in this 2v2 situation. All right, here we have a shoulder check, which is awesome. You scan the field because you know you're probably getting this ball in the build-out from the goalkeeper. I wouldn't mind a second one here as this ball is traveling to confirm what you saw. You see that their defense is pinched high on this left side, so you end up sending the ball long, which is a good decision. So following this ball down the line, you end up taking this throw in, and if something's not on, the safe thing to do is always to go forward into that winger, trying to get down that line. But you end up playing it back to your center back, which seems to work out just fine, and go out the other side. So as the center back plays the ball forward, we lose it, and you go diagonal down, linking towards that near side center back, which is a good type of recovery, especially if they're getting numbers forward down the middle of the field. Good decision and good positioning defensively to be available in that space if you need to give help to the center back, but also recognizing your role in closing down their left midfielder who is pinching high as well. Good positioning overall. Now, as this ball comes back to you, this one, you end up holding on to the ball too long as this ball comes down to you, and you need to do a better job of releasing or doing a move to create space as you get closed down. And here you're going to see it right now. The ball comes out to you, and you just hold that ball for too long. You need to turn out or cut across or do something, but you can't get pushed off this ball too easily like that. So this ball actually gets recycled down to the goalkeeper, and we get to build out again. And I'm looking for this shoulder check here. You're opening up, okay, and you don't really open up to see the field, though again, you make a good decision in exiting out. You play a good ball into your midfielder and stay underneath for support. But I want that shoulder check, Sonny. So as this ball goes to the other side, what you're looking for is making sure our center backs are safe. 2v1, which we're good. So as this ball goes forward, or if it goes forward, you have the freedom to join up into the play, either slightly pinched in if your winger is wide, or have your winger pinch in and you can go wide, looking for that switch. But obviously not until that ball starts traveling forward or starts traveling back across to you. So here we lose the ball, and you do a good job of running diagonal down to link up to that center back to make sure we have cover and balance over there. And then that ball comes back out. Here, I would have liked to see you more aggressive to join 45 here. You're underneath, but you're not really there. You're there as a support option. You can join and maybe even start to overlap a little bit to see if we can get down this side. It ends up being switched out to the other side, which is totally fine, but I would like a little bit more intention in looking to join the play there. All right, so this next play is actually a really good build out. It's patient, and you work well as a team, both your D mid and your center backs and you. So the ball gets recycled out to you, and you carry forward, you play back to the middle, that's fine. It goes back to the goalkeeper, out to the center back, and this center back plays a good, actually, diagonal ball to you, which gives you a lot of space to move forward to. And I like that when you receive it, you recognize that space and shoulder check, well done, to carry forward. And we get up down this line here. Here you play a long ball. Now we have numerical advantage moving forward there. We had a 3v2, so I would rather you play the feet so that we can build out to on the ground rather than play this long ball. Here you do a pretty good job of recognizing the danger, and you move in towards the center back since they're 2v2 already and another one dribbling at them. So you do a good job of linking to them and making sure that they're supported. One thing I would like to see is shoulder checks over your shoulder to make sure you're aware of the player that you're responsible for, which is that outside midfielder. All right, in this clip, you've been moved to attacking midfielder, AM, and in this run of play, think about all the times you could have moved into a pocket of space towards the ball to receive it to support your teammates. A lot of times you're just drifting into the space right on top of the forward. You need to be underneath the forward, and the only time that you get up to the forward is when you're making a penetrating run, looking for a through ball, or if the forward moves out of that space. You don't want to be congesting the forward space and room to play. Again, the only time you want to be in these spaces here is if the forward has left this space, or you can receive an obvious ball. Here is a good spot where you are right now, and you almost receive it. The pass was a little bit off its mark, but make sure that you're playing in pockets of space underneath the forward and not clogging their space as you play. Second, make sure you're more available, always finding and looking for those pockets of space as an attacking midfielder. Here you're in a perfect space to receive this ball, and your first touch is too soft and stuck in your feet, so you can't get this shot off, which is a perfect opportunity. However, you do a good job of turning out to create a shot for another player. And again, you do another job of creating space by drawing two players towards you and getting it to someone else who can set for someone else to shoot. But if your first touch was better, you probably would have had a goal there. This play is an awesome creation as an attacking midfielder. This is exactly what an attacking midfielder should do. Receive the ball, have a clever little turn, create some space off the dribble, and distribute into a forward player. Excellent work. In this clip, you shoulder check here, which is great, but you only shoulder check enough to really see the midfielders, I think. You got to also look far enough where you can see your strong side winger to see if we can play that ball down the line. Now here, you decide not to do it. That's fine. Good little pass fake down the line and bring it back to the middle. Although the pass isn't perfect, the idea is good, trying to combine through the middle and go out the other side. All right, here it's okay to go forward here, but you have to recognize that they have both a forward and an attacking midfielder staying high on our center backs. Now, to supplement you being able to go up, either our weak side outside back, number 10 in this case, has to stay back and tuck in with our center back, so we're safe, 3v2 in the back, or our CDM has to drop in as a third center back, and both outside backs are free to go. Now, we lost the ball here. We shouldn't have lost it. So the center midfielder who lost it is doing a good job tracking back, and it's her job to cover for you since you are out of position based on her mistake, and you come back and recover and find your shape. This is good recovery. All right, so there's a couple defensive errors. Here you are as a right back, tracking this 21 who got the ball out wide, and all you have to do is make her go backwards. Now, you cheat too much towards the inside, and it's a good move. You stick in a foot, but you need to have better positioning to not let her go down the line. Now here, I don't think that you should go chase this ball. I think that number 4 center midfielder should come across and help you with that wide player. This is the winger's responsibility. It's not yours, but the winger's kind of left you here, and now they've been able to play a long ball over the top and get it to the person that you were just trying to cut off. So the two things are have better positioning to make that player go backwards, and second, recognize where your support players are who don't have markers at the time so they can support you. Here's another great long ball distribution where you get our team up the field with a good long ball, but one thing I love about this clip is how hard you're working to get up the field. No, it doesn't have to be a sprint, but a nice sturdy jog where you're pinched nice and high so that they can't have free outlets out on that side. I love that work. This is an excellent clip where you end up heading the ball in this throw-in. You don't get enough on that header, but you recover by flicking it over yours and the other person's head and collecting this ball. This ball back to the center back, a little bit risky, but you really didn't have too many options. Center back did well, and we break out. This clip is probably my favorite of the entire game. This is exactly the type of movement that we worked on in training. So you receive this ball, and I like that you automatically look forward and try to drive forward, play a ball into the winger's feet, continue and underlap, and then combine. I mean, this is literally just perfect. Great movement. Way to join the attack to give us numbers, which gives us an odd man advantage on that side so we can take the line and create. All right, in this next clip, you end up going 1v1 here. Would like to see a shoulder check there. Not wrong to go 1v1 here. We probably could have combined out of this, but in your 1v1, you needed to a little bit more speed in the approach and getting a little bit closer to the defender as you start your move to make sure they're off balance. You did the move a little bit far off, which allowed that player time to recover and change her hips to match your movement. In this clip here, you do a really good job, and I just want to throw out one idea for you. So here you receive a poor ball, and you end up going forward here, and you do really well. And this is where you're a game changer, is where you can manipulate the ball and off-balance defenders to find space and eventually break out here. Another idea would have been to play back, because both their forward and their attacking midfielder had dropped really low into their midfield line, which allowed you to play through the center back and out. Now, it worked out. We went through. It was a little bit clogged, a little bit risky. But another idea, what I would have done is pull it back and go diagonal back to the weak side center back and out the other side. All right, so here I'm just going to talk through your positioning. Here you are as right back again. And I like where you are. You're slightly aggressive, pinched high. You're able to recover if we lose the ball. And I like the spacing here. You're hovering in behind, an option as players go into trouble in the middle. And your positioning is good. What you're doing is good right here. Aggressively pinched up, much higher than you were in the last game, which I like. The only thing is, when this ball comes out to you, you need to do better in your service. Either pick out a pass or put a good cross in. But you need to do better here. Here, obviously, the recovery isn't so good. I don't know what you step on here, but you lose your balance, and that's the only thing. But your overall positioning in this clip on the attacking side was really good, what you were doing. All right, here's a defensive clip. Here, it's a throw-in, and you're on this player's back. This player shouldn't be able to turn out down the line. She did it to you earlier in the game, too, at least once. You need to do a better job of sealing the line when you're in your defensive third. Remember, your support is on the inside, so you don't want them to freely carry into the inside, but you want to make sure that they don't freely get the line so easily. Here you play a really difficult ball into the middle. Now, the idea is not bad because she's open, but it's a rough ball where she's going to be put under immediate pressure. Here's another 1v1. Now, not wrong to do a 1v1. You're a little bit in your half, which makes it a bit risky. But think about the move that you do. You do a right scissor, and then you carry the ball to the right. And I just realized that this is the same move you did in the last time you lost the ball. Play opposites when you do moves. If you do a right scissor, take it inside. If you do a left scissor, take it outside. But you need to fake the opposite way you want to go. All right, here you're playing right wing, and you're in great positioning, great space out there. I like where you are, and this is a good switch from 99 to you. And here, this is beautiful creation with your feet. I love your ability to manipulate that ball and off-balance that defender and put that ball into a dangerous area. You go to the right spot after that, but the ball doesn't come to you, which is okay. So in conclusion of this game, as we talked about, I think you did a really good job as an outside back, looking to go forward, looking to combine with your winger first instead of your center backs, and also looking to position yourself higher up the field where you can be more involved for pass backs and looking to join the play. Again, my favorite clip of all of those was the one where you combined with the winger and then you continued down the field to combine multiple times and eventually get us up into the corner flag area where nothing surfaced, but it was a good take down the line simply from you being aggressive and joining the play. Now, one little thing is defensively, make sure you cut off that line when you are in your defensive third. Don't let that winger get down the line as easy. Remember, your support is in the middle. Don't give them too much space where they can freely carry inside, but make sure that they can't freely get outside. Lastly, when you do 1v1s, make sure that you fake the opposite way you want to go. So if you're going to go to the right, make sure you fake initially to the left. Both 1v1 opportunities that you took, you ended up faking the same way you wanted to go, which is why the defender was able to stick with you. And one little bonus thing, that last clip that you just did, you did a reverse cut when you were manipulating the ball, which I love. I love that move. Anyways, great job, Sonny, and great improvement as an outside back.